It's compelling, it's cutthroat, it's chaotic, it's clever, it's controversy and chaos, baby.
The TikTok shop, girl, I be getting all types of shit off the TikTok shop. And I don't know, it might have worked. I only had it on for like 20 to 30 minutes, but I feel like if I do that like 30 minutes a day for the next like week, I might see a result.
Is this waist training for the face?
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
And have we proven that waist trainers work?
Waist trainers do work.
I don't think that they work.
They do. You just have to live in them for a little while. Like for me, the waist trainers definitely work, but there is definitely a science behind the waist training. You can't just wear a waist trainer for like 20, 30 minutes a day and think it's going to work.
They work.
They work.
I liken it to like flat tummy tea. Like just because it made you shit, don't mean it was really doing anything.
Oh yeah,
you took a laxative, babe.
Yeah,
you took a laxative,
but some of
babe.
us, realistically, some of us non-shitty booty people, we need is a laxative, and we'll be alright. But waist trainers definitely work. I think the viral type waist trainers that people just be putting on, no, you need the double one, the zip, and you need a workout sweatband and all that stuff. There's a science, because if waist trainers didn't work, how would a corset work?
You don't live in a corset. Corsets don't, like, you're changing the shape of your body, baby. If you shape like a cereal box, that body's going back to cereal box. Unless you surgically, permanently alter it, you're going to go back to a square.
Listen, I've seen waist trainers work. I've seen them. They work.
I don't know. That might have been some surgery and a waist trainer slapped on top.
I'm talking about regular people that I know in my everyday life.
It's mad regular people that we know that probably got surgery and we just don't know it.
I'm talking about people I talk to on a daily basis. Bitch, if you got surgery, I would know you got surgery.
I don't use waist trainers.
I'm saying though, I'm like, Anyway, waist trainers work. I only
used it after having a kid. That works. But it's not really to create a curvy shape. It's just to get your stomach bound back after having a baby. That I feel like works.
No, yeah, it's called binding. That definitely works.
Yeah,
but
that works.
A waist trainer by itself, no, it's not going to work. If you're eating French fries at McDonald's and wearing a waist trainer, no, it's not going to work. But if you're wearing a waist trainer, you're eating clean and working out, it definitely works. I'm telling you, it works.
I'm gonna need a scientific article.
Girl, anyway,
somebody out there is writing their dissertation for their PhD on waist trainers. I know that someone out there is doing it.
I feel like that's been proven enough. Because what the hell is a faja? It keeps you together and keeps it in place. Yes, that's with surgery, but there are people who wear fajas that have never had surgery.
But they shouldn't. Like, what the purpose of what the faja is doing is all the faja really is doing is keeping everything where it's supposed to, and is making it so like your fascia in your stomach is soft and flat from having the surgery. If you don't, then it's gonna build up scar tissue and get hard.
Guess
but
what?
It's not creating.
Be hard anyway.
It's not creating a shape. The surgery created the shape.
Listen, waist trainers work.
I'm just saying. It's like compression.
They work. And they work.
If there's already fluid there, they're doing their job. But when you take it off, it's not a permanent solution. It doesn't be like, I wear these compression socks every day and then
nothing is a permanent solution. Even surgery, it's not. You get lipo, that's not a permanent solution. But if you're consistently using a waist trainer, of course, if you stop using it, it's not going to work anymore. That's like anything in life. It's not
what's the purpose of it? I gotta wear it the rest of my life to have a shape.
Nigga, that's like saying, why do you have to work out the rest of your life?
I'd rather just work out than wear a waist trainer.
Yeah, but you have to do both. It's not like, you just wear a waist trainer and then, you have a Bratz doll body. That's not how that works.
I don't see how they could possibly work when you have ribs.
A waist trainer?
You can't move your bones. Like
in a waist trainer?
Think of how far your ribs actually go down.
Yeah.
Where most people's ribs, like my rib cage, is damn near at my waist. I have a small torso. So putting a waist trainer, it's not going to do anything. My bones is right there. I would have to take my ribs out for it actually to really do something. It's not doing anything. You can't move what's
What?
permanently right there.
Listen, you're looking at a waist trainer as if it's supposed to heal the world. A waist trainer
No,
is there to
I'm looking at it
assist.
as, I'm not looking at it like it's supposed to heal nothing. I'm looking at it like it's a gimmick that doesn't
It's
really do
supposed to
anything.
assist. That's just like saying, that's just so many things when it comes to working out, women's body, all types of things that we say don't work. If you're not using it right, it's not going to work. They work.
Okay. I'm just saying a lot of things actually don't.
That's your opinion.
Even things in the gym. When people really be thinking they're doing something, it's like, you're not doing anything. That doesn't work. You've been doing
Well,
that
that's different. Their
same
technique could be
exercise
off.
for 25 years and it didn't work because it doesn't work. It's just doing some bullshit. Like,
Or it just doesn't work for their body type. It also could be true that a waist trainer wouldn't work for your body type.
then they
Because
don't work.
you just said, no, everything, just because something doesn't work for you doesn't mean it's not going to work for somebody else.
Okay, we can agree to disagree. I don't think that they work because if they worked, then it would give you a permanent solution.
Nothing is permanent when it comes to fitness. That's like saying even surgery is not permanent.
But a waist trainer has nothing to do with fitness. I can go work out and achieve a small waist. Putting on a waist trainer and wearing it 22 hours out of the day is not going to make and keep your waist that same way. It's not going to do it. If you have to wear something for 22 hours a day, it's not really doing anything. Because if you take it off, guess what? You're going to go back to what you were doing. It's not going to stay that way. That's
your
not
opinion.
how that's not how that works.
Okay.
That's not how your body works.
What are you drinking?
It's coffee.
Oh, boo.
It's coffee. It's 11 in the morning.
What? That don't mean nothing for you, please. Don't act demure on this episode.
On vacation, it doesn't count. In the real world, I actually don't drink as much anymore.
I don't. Yeah, I'll say I don't drink like that. Although yesterday I did. Well, technically I had one shot, and then on Friday, well, it's because I lost the game. Like it like it was just like
not by choice.
No, I mean it's like, all right, I'm gonna do it, but like I'm not like, ooh, let's take a shot. It's like, oh shit, I lost. All right, let me take a shot.
That's not.
You know,
that's not fun. That's not fun.
Yeah, it was something that I know you hate. The Tennessee whiskey, which I actually like because I like Fireball and shit like that. So
the older I get, I just realize like sugary shit I can't get with. Like if and I can only do certain things. Like if it's like a wine cooler kind of day, then cool, I could do that. But once we enter the realm of hard liquor is introduced, sometimes now I feel like I would rather just drink my shit straight than mix a whole bunch of sugar in it because it never ends well. It never does me good. So I think like any like the honey jack is too sweet. It makes me sick because it's too sugary. I can't do it.
It's like, especially if you're mixing it with something. Like me, I don't like shots, but if I'm gonna take a shot, I would prefer for it to taste like that than it to be something else because I just don't like taking shots. Now, if I'm going to mix it, then yes, I agree. That's just way too much at this old age.
I can't do it. Like anytime I see in a liquor store, I see people buying Crown Royal, I just want to throw up. I'm just like, oh my God, why is that still on the market? Throw it away.
Girl, people still buying Hennessy. They going to be buying the Crown.
Oh my God. I can't get with it. I'm like, nah, I drink vodka straight before I drink that shit.
Vodka straight is crazy.
I would drink vodka straight.
Hell no.
Or give me a vodka soda and a little bit of lime. If that is the option, or like Crown Royal, Hennessy, anything in that realm, give me the vodka.
I'm choosing anything over Hennessy on any day. Like,
no,
that's not even
I mean,
an option.
there are some caveats of when I would choose Hennessy. It just depends on what the options are. Like if somebody's like, oh, Irk Jerk is the option, or Hennessy, give me the Hennessy.
The fuck? What is Irk Jerk?
E&J, and you have had some Irk Jerk in your life. And it literally does It literally does just that. You sip it and your body immediately is like, oh, hell no, get it out immediately.
That's what E&J stands for, Irk and Jerk.
I don't know what it really stands for, but that's what it does to your body. So that's what it is. But you know what I do want to have? Just one more time.
What?
Last time in life. I want to have like, I drank so much that it's like, oh, she can't say excuse me. Like, I want to have one of those nights.
Oh
Just,
yeah. See, that's the
just
thing.
one last time. Just one last time. Like,
I love the chaoticness of being drunk and the feeling like the woo. Like I love that, but I don't like the coming down part.
yeah.
That's the part that I don't like. So with that being said, I'll sacrifice the coming down part to have a chaotic night, like for sure. Like I've done it plenty of times, I'll do it again. But
I just want to do it one last time. From waist trainers to alcohol.
All things that are just
have nothing to do with nothing.
literally.
Nothing. Welcome to episode 32 of Controversy and Chaos. I'm getting good at remembering the numbers. 32.
It's getting kind of jumbly. Because it's like you make it to 30 and then it's like 31.
It doesn't count.
Like,
it's like starting over again.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
Pretty much.
So, we're here. Can I just say I've been back on a makeup buying spree.
Uh-oh.
And I can't stop.
I've been back on a makeup doing spree, like trying different techniques, different eyeshadows, products, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I haven't spent much money on it. Thank God, because it can get a little... Whew.
Yeah, I went to Sephora yesterday. Went for one thing. I spent $150.
Didn't you just get a Sephora package the other day?
That was a week ago. That's old news.
Okay.
That's old news. And I had a gift card. So that doesn't count because that was like free.
Okay, yes, that's free.
That was free.
Mm-hmm.
Don't count. What I bought yesterday, I went for one thing and I went to a very specific location because I like the girls that work there. Now, I've been to way too many Sephoras. Well, I mean, like in Atlanta, everybody is Black. So but I always feel like anytime I go to a Sephora, if there's like the person that's greeting or the main person on the floor is white, like they will not help you.
I can see that.
They won't help you. Like, so the main guy at this location that I go to, he always works there and he has like pink hair. So he's just like, you would think he's like the Walmart greeter. Welcome in, welcome. He's always at the front door. So I'm like looking through I was like, I came in there specifically because I wanted to get the House Labs foundation. That's what I went in there for.
Okay.
But somehow I ended up in the Danessa Myricks aisle. Anyways, so he comes over as if he's about to help me. And I was just like, okay. So he gets on a little mic and he's just like, can somebody come over here and help her? Because you know, like they actually like, oh, what's your name or whatever. So he called like another like I guess like person on the sales floor to come and help. But he was dead ass only helping the white women that came in. And not even like to like shade match them or anything like that. Like, oh, you need a hairbrush? We have the hairbrushes over here. Now, if he was only helping white women like shade match and stuff, then I wouldn't have been mad. It's like, yeah, stick to the rivers and lakes that you used to. Because if you match me with the wrong shit and now I have to go out here looking like a ghost, I'm gonna be mad as hell. That's
what I was thinking about.
But no, he was like any and everything, not even just like asking people like, oh, are you looking for something in particular, to even direct them like, oh, on this side of the store is where the Sephora collection products are. On this side of the store is where you can get X, Y, and Z. Fragrances in the back. He wasn't helpful like that. If you were not a white woman, oh baby, that man was never helping you. He wouldn't even direct you to where the damn register was. He wouldn't even ask you, are you looking for something? It was just like, welcome in, and that was it. But that location, the artists that actually work there, they get the jobs done. Now they're gonna sell you some extra shit. But anyway, that was my Saturday.
Yesterday it was pretty chill. I feel like all the things I was supposed to do got like canceled or rescheduled or whatever. So it's like a chill day. We got Celine a new tricycle. It's just really been like a more so family weekend. We went to Target, got some new Bluey stuff, Costco. Just went around town, going to different places, buying random stuff. And then we had a family game night. There's this game that one of Matt's cousins brought. It's called Blank Slate. It's really fun. I'm gonna buy it for the next time.
Well, send it to
We
me
have
because I
something.
love a game.
Yeah, it's really good. So basically, it's like little mini whiteboards, and the host will pick a card, and it'll say blank whatever or something blank, and you have to write down a word on your whiteboard that you think not that you think would go with the other word. And if two of you get it, then you get 3 points. If, let's say, three of you get it, then you just get 1 point. Five of you get it, you get 1 point. But if nobody gets the same word, nobody gets a point.
Oh, so you
So,
basically have to match what somebody else is thinking.
mm-hmm.
It's not like what the host thinks.
No. It's just whoever is
Okay.
in the group. So it's like you want to pick something that like you think somebody else would think, but not something you think everybody would say, because if only one other person thinks it, you get 3 points. But if everybody thinks it, you only get 1 point. So
Oh.
yeah, but it's fun.
I'm like, see,
Yeah.
I'm competitive, so I would have to be very selective. I'm like, no, you say stupid shit out your mouth. You can't be on my fucking team because I would never think
There's
that.
no
Like,
teams. There's
oh,
no
there's no
teams.
teams.
No.
Okay, great. It's every man
There's
for
no
himself.
teams.
Got
Yes.
it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, wait, what? So there's no
Yeah. I mean,
teams.
no. But think about like Family Feud. Like some of the things that will come to my mind when they ask certain questions may not be what the general population would think. So it's kind of like you're saying like a word that will go with another word, but like let's say it said blank flow. My mind said blood flow. Nobody else thought blood flow. They thought cash flow, water flow.
Bitch, I would have wrote hustle and flow.
Bitch. Your ass will be out. There's no out, but there'll be no point for you. Like,
No, I feel like in the right setting, there is another black person that
well,
would wrote
yeah,
hustle. And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
my
Depending on the
people.
setting, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
But
big party setting. Somebody
mm-hmm,
else thinks hustle. That's cute. I have
mm-hmm.
assigned myself a new task, which I'm kind of on the fence about if I'm going to actually go through with it or not. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
First, I was thinking like, oh, I should throw Harper like a little Halloween party at our house.
Bitch, you just be
But then
cruising
I'm
for
just
bruising.
like, do I really want to do that? I don't know. So I'm gonna make my mind up in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, if you have time.
Yeah, I mean, like I have time, so I'll
Mm-hmm,
make my mind up if that's really what I want to do. Not
mm-hmm.
a not a like whole thing. This is only from like 3 to 6, and then
You
pack
do
it up.
2 to 5.
Like,
Kids, they parties can be early. They can get
yeah.
the. Mm-hmm,
But I was trying to take advantage of like it's not at night, but it gets
mm-hmm,
darker earlier. So if I did like 3 to 6, because I wanted to
mm-hmm,
have them be like set up because it's still relatively nice here. It's not super cold.
mm-hmm.
But it don't get really like cold until November. But I'm like, y'all can go in the backyard. We'll have little games, go outside,
Mm-hmm.
and have something like for the kids.
It's
I don't
cute.
know. We'll see. Being that everybody in her class, there's only 3 boys, and the rest are all girls in her class. Yeah.
That's funny. But that's a cute idea. That's
I know.
like,
So
yeah.
maybe I'll do that. So she probably like that. I'm like, ain't no spending the night. 6 o'clock, you turn into a pumpkin. It's time for you to go. Where's your parent?
Yeah.
I'm like, where is your parent? Pack your things. Here is your goodie bag. Thank you for coming. Have a great day.
That is
Close the door.
funny. You got to go. You
Got to
got
get the
to
hell
go.
up out of here. You know me. I will start breaking some shit down and cleaning up. That means
Mm-hmm.
that signal's like, oh, it's time to go. They started cleaning. Let's wrap it up and let's go. Yes, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
That is me. Because once the hosting and social battery is depleted, I want everyone out of my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I be like, I want to leave my house. Matter of fact, y'all can stay. I'm leaving. I'm done. I have to go. Back
Mm-mm.
up.
You got to go.
Yes. But anyway, that's just my little idea. So when I randomly text you at like 10:30 at night, be like, Sarah, could you help me make some invitations?
Would you do a theme, or you would just Halloween party?
Just a Halloween party.
Okay, yeah. I
So
think that'll be cute.
just Halloween party, little decor. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like in my mind, I could do like Raven Elise, but she takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah. Yeah. But I
And
love to
I don't
watch.
like she be taking it far.
Yeah, it's like I love a DIY, but like you bringing out saws and all types of stuff. I'm like, girl, you need a team. Well, she got her and her assistant and then someone else that she recently hired. So I'm like, okay, you got a
Yeah.
little, little
Yeah.
staff here, but
It be just
mm-mm.
me by myself.
Yeah,
So all of
mm-mm.
those things,
You would need
I
to
don't
do
think I
well
could
in
do.
advance. Like, yeah.
Yes. I'm about to start tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I do kind of like, I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense. Like if you throw enough parties at your house or whatever, then it makes sense to have all of this stuff. Like her little backdrops when she was just like, no, I just repaint it. So I made
Mm-hmm.
it once and I just repaint it every single time. But who the fuck want to
Mm-hmm.
repaint that shit every damn party? That's the
Hey,
thing.
saving a coin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it adds to the experience.
Yeah. All right. Ah, now I'm gonna be a fucking Home Depot. Great. Okay.
Oh
Doing
my God.
just mad extra shit for no fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, today, after we just talked for 45 minutes about, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
we gotta
Literally.
we gotta get some structure.
Think I don't.
We have to get some structure. But I wanted to talk about like, do you feel comfortable like now as I don't know, like a 3 year? You've been married 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
2 years? I've been married 2 years.
3.
So you had to be married 3 years. It's always like
Yeah.
I just add one to everything and that's how I can keep
Mm-hmm.
with yours. Do you feel comfortable now, like asking, not even, well, I guess in marriage, maybe it doesn't apply, like asking your partner for money?
Working on it. Working on it.
Okay. Okay. Working on it.
Working
Okay.
on it.
What is like your reservation? I think at this point, being that y'all have been together
Well,
10,
I
10
never
years,
started. I mean, if he would, like, when we, yeah, like 11 years, but if he would offer money in the past, like, oh, hey, here's money for this, or here's money for that, or like, oh, let me pay for this, and then I'll kindly accept it and be, thank you. But he's also the type of person I've never had to ask.
right.
So when I do have to ask or bring not even ask, but like bring it to your attention because obviously we share money. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna spend money on this.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't really care, but it's still like for me an awkward conversation because I just, like the stereotypical women, like, oh, you're just spending all your husband's money all the time. Like, why are you know what I mean? Like different things like that. But it's just awkward. I think talking about finances in general has always been awkward for me. Like it
Yeah.
it definitely goes back to the stigma of like, even though you're a woman, you want a man that can provide for you in your home, but don't be dependent on him. And it's like, even though it's ours, like I think it's also different because I'm not the breadwinner. So I don't know if my mindset would be different if I was. I don't really think so, but it could be that. So it's ours, and I know he doesn't care, but it's also kind of like I'm always mindful, even when we didn't even share money. I've always been mindful about like how I'm spending my money because I know what it feels like to only have $10 in your account, and I don't ever want to feel that way. Now, I wouldn't really feel that way now, but I remember those days like in college. So I think I just have this thing in my head that's like only spend a certain amount of money or only like get a deal or do this or do that. So I don't know. I think it's a mental thing. Um, Nothing has ever come up to where I had to like ask his permission, like, hey, are you cool with this? Because I don't really spend money like that to begin with. I buy stupid things like I might go to Ulta or Sephora and spend like $50, $60 here and there. Target. Most of the stuff I buy is for the house or Celine. I don't really buy clothes like that because I get so much free stuff from Amazon and TikTok. So I don't even shop like that. So I don't know why it's a thing, but it's definitely a thing for me. I also, no shade, no tea, not to be telling my family business, but my mom is a spender and a shopper. Now she got the coin to do it. She can do what she want. But I think growing up, seeing how like much my mom was like a shopaholic might have scarred me a little bit. And so like I could see like how like the other spouse in the relationship would be like, you're spending too much money. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you have it or not. So I'm always weird about that. I've never been comfortable asking anybody for money, including my parents. I've literally, even when I was younger, I've never been like, oh mom, can you give me $20? It's always like, hey, it's always an awkward thing for me asking
Yeah.
anybody for any financial anything. So yeah.
Is it because you don't want people to feel like, or you don't want to feel like you owe somebody, or like somebody has like a one up on you, like, oh, she borrowed money from me, or like something that they could always like bring up and throw back in your face?
Well, no, because the only people I've ever borrowed money from would be my parents or Matt. I've never asked anybody for money. Ever. Not even $5, $10. Never.
Yeah, I
Now,
don't
if
think
you
that
offered it to me, then I might take it, be like, okay, cool. But I'll give
Yeah.
it back. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think it's that, because I wouldn't look at my husband and be like, oh, if I ask her this, he's gonna be like, well, didn't you just, like, I don't think it's that. It's just weird for me. I don't know.
Yeah. Because I always look at it as like, okay, at what point in like relationships do you even like ask for money? And I'm like situationally, because like people go through shit
Mm-hmm.
all the time. The job market sucks, especially right now. Like everything
Mm-hmm.
is just like difficult as hell. Everything's expensive,
Yeah.
so it'll be times where you might be short on something. Even if it's a situation where y'all aren't married, because I think being married is a little bit different. Well,
Yeah.
well, in some people's households, because some people get married and it's still just like, this is mine, this
Mm-hmm.
is yours. If you need something, then you have to ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
True.
not that's not our situations, but I do know that some people, even though that they're married, they don't have that. This is like
That joint, this is
communal. Yeah,
ours.
this is
Yeah.
yeah, like this is
Yeah.
communal
Yeah.
money.
Mm-hmm.
So they still very much have to like borrow or ask or anything like that. Or you have situations where it's one spouse don't work at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. It's kind of
only
like
one
you
person.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so I always feel like even like if you're dating, at what point is it okay or would you feel comfortable? Well, I already know your answer. Um
Yeah.
asking asking for money, and like if you don't get the response of yes,
Mm-hmm.
then what happens like in the relationship at that point?
See, my opinion about this is different because I feel like, let's take our marriages out of the hemisphere right now, right?
Yeah.
If I was dating as a grown woman, I think I would be more vocal about those things because I would be dating with the intention of finding a partner.
Right.
And I don't care what nobody says, I'm not being with a partner that can't provide. Now, I'm not saying you have to solely provide financially, but provide something for me and make me feel secure within our unit and in our home. If you can't do that, I'm just not being with you at this big grown age. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. But I think the dangerous part about that is that when younger people date, they have this idea that a man is supposed to do these things. And I just would not expect a 21, 22, 23, 24, even 25-year-old to provide. If they can, that's great. I just wouldn't go into it with the mindset of like, oh, I asked him to get my nails done and he said he couldn't. Like,
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about it in situations like
but
that
people,
because
women do
yeah,
though. Women do
because I
though.
think that oh I know, especially younger, but I
Yeah.
think that that comes from just like not really understanding how shit works. I think even younger, like not really understanding how money works. like how much money people actually have. Because when you're younger, you think that, oh, if people have X, Y, and Z kind of careers, or people's parents do this, that they have money. And then
Right.
when you get older and you realize, oh, actually, no, like your $80,000 a year salary only goes but so far. It's like you really start understanding the concept of money when you really have to like pay bills and stuff like that. So really, like younger kids, like if you're still in college and you live in a dorm, you're not really paying no fucking bills. You, I ain't talking about them. But
Yeah,
I think
but
it's like grown people. Yeah, I don't, like you said, I don't think I could be with somebody that I couldn't rely on, and not just like,
right,
oh, I just want to like frivolously spend. If I'm asking a
right.
person for something, especially money, it's because I need it. And trust me, I have exhausted other options before I came to you to ask for it.
Right,
And
right.
if it becomes a problem, or it's just like a problem as in like you have it to give and now it's like an issue, or now it's stipulations behind it, or your
Yeah.
attitude changes around it. Now, for me, that would be a red flag and be like, whoa,
Yeah, a
I
red
don't know if
flag would
I could.
definitely be even a man that's like stingy with his money, or if, let me not say stingy. Let's say you're going through something financially and this is the person that you're dating and building with, and they know you're going through it and they don't offer to assist you in any way. That's not somebody I would be with, because it's like, why would you want to sit here and see me struggle if you can help
Yes.
me, whether that's getting a resource or you helping me directly? Like, why would I want to be with somebody like that? Because what are you bringing to my life? Like, everybody needs a leg up or needs assistance in some way at some point in their life, whether that's business or even their personal life. Like, damn, I got laid off and the bills is due. Like, I have this savings account, but I don't want to exhaust my savings account. Like, another job hasn't come in yet. If a man, especially as a woman, if you are a traditional woman, which some women aren't these days, but guess what? And that's a whole nother conversation. But I feel like if you are someone who believes in traditional values of partnership and marriage, I just don't see how, as a woman, you would be okay with being with someone who comes off stingy with their coins or resources.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Like,
Yeah, that would
no,
be a hard no for me, because it's just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay, if it's a matter of you just don't have it to give, oh,
that's
100%
different.
understand. That's
Yeah,
different than you just being like if you're asking somebody for something, especially when you're coming from a place of need, like I really need this to get by
mm-hmm,
for the next 2 weeks, or whatever the
mm-hmm.
situation is. If now it becomes like you're berating me, like, oh well, what did you spend all your money on? It's like, why we got to do all of that?
Now, I will
Really?
say there's nothing wrong with the conversation of, especially when you're dating, because if I'm a man and I see a woman who has this, and this, and their bills aren't paid, that's going to trigger something in my mind to be like, okay, how is your money management? Because I just seen you out last week with your homegirls carrying your little bags and your outfits, but now this week you're talking about, oh, this is the issue I'm having financially. What is your
Yeah,
money
like
management?
if you know your partner is financially irresponsible,
Right,
if you know that they're financially irresponsible, then one, if I'm the other person, that's already a red flag to me.
right.
So in that situation, your mismanagement of money is a red flag, because
Yeah,
if we combine money, you still going to be mismanaging if you don't know how to
exactly.
properly take
Now you're
care of it.
mismanaging all
Now,
the money.
but I do also understand that a lot of people are not taught about money and how to
Exactly.
actually budget money. So in certain instances, I feel like you have to give a little bit of leeway, because some people just really don't know. They don't
But I think
understand
that
budgeting
also
and
that
how
also
that
comes with, that goes with the
works.
tone. Like, I can even use myself as an example. Like, I'm not financially, well, I've never been financially irresponsible, but when it comes to finances, it was never something that I was really taught or super knowledgeable of, whether that's credit, how credit works, payment, like all these different things. That's something that Matt has definitely well, to the listeners, my husband, that's something that he's definitely been like really good with from a young age. So there have been times where he's had to like teach me how to do this or explain certain things to me. But I think it's how you go about it. If you go about it in like a berating type way, like, why don't you know this? Or like, okay, what are you doing with your money? It's like, of course, no one's going to be receptive to that because one, you're trying to humiliate me and feel shame. Like, I just don't know. Like, or I made a mistake or a poor choice, which most people have. You know how many people done got credit cards and ran them up? Like, I just never had a credit card. So Matt's mind's like, well, why haven't you had a credit card, like a real credit card? And then I explained to him, like, it's just scary to me because I always hear about bad credit and I don't know how credit works and this and the third. So instead of him sitting here like, oh my God, that is so dumb. You need to do this, this, and this. We had a whole conversation like, okay, like this is how you're supposed to manage it. This is that. Some people just really don't know. And granted, yeah, sure, the information is out there for you to look into it. But if you never had to, it's kind of like, well, why would you if it never came up? You know what I mean? So I think it's really in the approach and how you go about it, from any type of standpoint, whether that's partnership or friend. Shit, even parents. I mean, a lot of parents don't teach their kids financial literacy anyway, but it's really just in the approach. And I think maybe the reason why I've always had such like a stigma when it comes to finances is probably the approach of the adults around me, that they were always in survivor's mode and financially, and then once they did get up, it was kind of like, oh, we got to stay up, like, so maybe that's why I have like that stigma when it comes to finances and even the conversation around it, because it was never a conversation unless somebody was spending too much. Finances were never a conversation within my ears reach when I was growing up.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I don't really think so for me either, that it was like, oh, like, we don't have money. Like, what do you mean we don't have money? Like,
right. Like, I literally had it.
Like, it wasn't that. It was definitely in that instance, it was just like, your children, that's not really your responsibility to know what we have, what we don't have. You're provided for. So
yeah, but some kids are like,
some kids know. And I personally don't agree with that, because I feel like it kind of allows for the child to feel like it's something that they should be doing that they're not. And it's like, no, you're a kid.
Yeah,
You're a kid.
I think you can do
This
it
isn't
within
your role or your
boundaries.
responsibility.
Yeah, I think you can do it within boundaries though. Like, for example, Matt always tells me about how when they moved from Montgomery County to Frederick, he's the one who found and picked out his parents' house on, I think, Zillow or something. He's like 14 at the time. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what did you know about home buying and prices and rates and all this stuff? And he was just like, it was just something I found an interest in. And my parents said that they wanted to move. So I asked them, like, okay, what is the price range that you guys want to stay within? I'm like, so when you heard that number as a kid, you didn't think that was like $1 million? Because when I was a kid and I heard a certain amount of money, I just thought that was just like so much money. Like, like, I guess the mindset, depending
Bitch,
on the type of,
$10,000 was a lot of money. And now $10,000
yeah.
as an adult, I'm like, well, what the fuck can I do with that?
I mean, I could do something.
I could do something. But it's not like, I know. I'm like,
it's
this
not like
ain't
a make
going
or
as
break.
yeah, this ain't going as far as you really think.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I
go.
feel like in that same situation, if I was mad as a kid and I did that to my parents, they would tell me like, mind my business. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, girl, why is you worried about? So I think it's all in the approach and how you go about it. Like, I don't think his parents were really thinking like, oh, he's going to find us a house. It was just like, sure, you want to be involved? Go ahead. Like, whatever. But then it turned out to be the house that they bought, I believe. So yeah, so that I think is really all in the approach and how you go about it. Circling back to the original question with women, I think it's also how you ask. Like, if you're dating someone, because like you said, marriage is a little bit different. But a woman dating, I don't think it's appropriate to just go up to a man that you're dating, whether that's committed or not uncommitted, and essentially demand a coin. Like, oh, I need this. I think you should be able to vocalize what you're in need of, but the delivery, in my opinion, should be tailored to that relationship. I've never been a proponent of, I guess, the quote unquote city girl mindset where you should be able to ask your man for $5,000 and he should just be like, or whatever the number is, and be like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I don't owe you shit. Why? Who are
Yeah.
you? Just because I'm having sex with you? I've never been a proponent of that. I'm a believer in a man providing and sharing resources and assisting and doing things like that when it's appropriate, but just demanding someone to give you money, why?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever asked for anything like frivolous.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Like
Like, it's
I
not
I
just like, oh, I
personally
want to go on a
don't.
shopping spree. If I've
Yeah.
ever, yeah. And times when Matt has helped me financially, I never asked. It was like, he's sitting here saying like, oh, you're going through what? Like, oh, how much is it? Okay, I can help you. It's like that. Not like, hey, can you give me, like, I don't know. I've never had to do that. Would
Yeah,
I, if
same.
I needed to? Probably, yeah, but I've never had to.
Yeah, I don't have to. I'm just a girl. I'm
Right.
just
Like, listen.
I'm just a girl. Just a
I
girl.
will
But
say my favorite thing now that I do is that, like, if there's something that I want to spend like a significant amount of money on, or like obviously something that I would need to, I deem I would need to talk to them about before I just go do it, I will say, hey, this is what I want to do. Like, what is the budget? Like, minimum, maximum. That's my thing. So I'm like, okay, like, whatever. Or if I know it costs like a specific amount, I'm like, hey, it's gonna cost me this amount of money to do this. You cool with that? Cool, cool. That's really it. But yeah, finances are
yeah,
so weird.
yeah. I think it's weird because it's naturally just an uncomfortable thing because
Yeah.
now I because now I really have to like humble myself and be like, look, I need
Mm-hmm.
X, Y, and Z. I don't feel like it's a problem that you shouldn't be able to say that I need this.
It's just
I feel like
awkward.
it's awkward. I feel like you have to know your partner, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, if there's like, oh, if you guys have only been dating 6 months, then it's inappropriate for you to ask, or be vocal about if you're in need of something and see if your partner can help you out or whatever. Because and I
Mm-hmm.
only say that because like everybody's relationships move at different paces. So like some
Right.
people meet and get married within 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, 6 months is like, I only known you for 2 days. Like, I'm not asking you for
Mm-hmm.
nothing for 6 months. Like, everybody's time frame and how everyone operates in their relationships, even if it's just dating or whatever, is different. So I can't really put like, oh, if you've only known this person for X amount of time, you shouldn't even be in a place of asking for somebody for
Mm-hmm.
money. I think if you're with a person with the intention of having a long-term relationship with them, whatever that looks like, if ultimately marriage is y'all goal, or y'all just going to be life partners, however y'all are organizing it, or
Mm-hmm.
not organizing, but whatever y'all trajectory
Planning it?
is,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Same realm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Synonyms or whatever.
Same thing.
Same,
That's
same shit.
Listen,
You know
organizing was a
what
good
I
word
meant.
for me. That's, I'm like,
You know what I meant.
yeah.
It's like, if however y'all planning your life, there is gonna come a point in time where how your partner one handles their own personal finances,
Mm-hmm.
how your partner goes about handling finances with you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all of those things matter. Like, me personally, I couldn't be with a person who sees me like, because guess I will say I'm very prideful. Like, I'm not gonna ask unless this
Right.
is the last possible option.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
it's like I literally have no more options. So yes, now I'm going to come to you and ask you. And I do that pretty much with anybody. I do that when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to my parents. I don't really ask people for money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I never really have.
What do you
So
think your reasoning is for not ever being vocal
um
if you need help
I
financially?
because I never want to feel like a burden to somebody, or I never want to
Okay.
feel like somebody has a one up on me. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when
Mm-hmm.
people lend you money, it's like
All these contingents and
it's all
things.
these like stipulations on it.
Mm-hmm.
And how
Mm-hmm.
I am, it's like, if you need something, I'm just gonna give it to you. I don't really give out money that I would be like, if I don't get this back,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
So I don't even do that. It's like, if I'm gonna give somebody something, I'm just gonna give it to you. If you give it back, okay,
Mm-hmm.
great. But if you're not gonna give it back, I'm not trying to give out something that I'm gonna lose sleep over,
Right.
or
Yeah.
like I'm gonna be next on the chopping block if
Mm-hmm.
this person doesn't repay me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
but I've also realized that other people don't have that mindset. Like, other people,
They
they
don't.
give you something, they're clocking every single thing that it is that you do. If you went to
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's, like, oh, you got McDonald's money, like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
I will say, I'm not
So
gonna
for
lie,
me, I'm like, I can't do
there
it.
have been times where like I've loaned somebody money and I didn't necessarily did I want the money back? Sure. But if they didn't give it back, I wouldn't be losing sleep. It's like, okay, cool, I'll take that one. But I do look at you a little funny style when you asking me for money or asking for help and resources, and literally 2-3 business days later you out here again being irresponsible with your finances. Me, I'm the type of person, I won't bring it up to you, but the next time you come around needing something,
I just wouldn't do
don't
it.
ask me.
I just wouldn't
Yeah.
do it again. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go back and forth with you about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
it's
clock you and be like, I just gave you money for such and such. Why are you doing such and such? No, I'm not going to do that. But I will take a mental note and be like, oh, no, like this person was in need because they're financially irresponsible and I don't want to be a part of the circus. Like, go handle that on your own.
yeah. I definitely think at a certain point, it's like, okay, once you've burned me,
Yeah.
I don't need to come back, because it's more from, it's not, you're not asking from a place of need. What you
Mm-hmm.
are, but the need is not something that's out of your control. Like, somebody losing their job is out of their control.
Right. Right.
So in those situations, I can't be like, if somebody, whether it was a spouse, a friend, or just like, oh, I need X amount of dollars to, I'm trying to pay my rent. Can you help me out
Mm-hmm.
with this? Or I need, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If I got it and I can give it to you, and I'm not going to be without myself, I'm gonna give it
Mm-hmm.
to you.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna give it to you, and that's just gonna be the end of it. I don't know. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I think, especially now, like, I look at money as just like, if I was blessed enough to get it once, if I give it to you, I can get it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just
Yeah.
wash my hand. And then I just wash my hands of it. So what you choose to do with it, cool. But if
Yeah.
you ask me for money for bottle service, I just know that the next time I won't be giving it to you.
Yeah.
I
And
won't be
I
giving
can't
it to
stand when
you.
people come with the sob stories and this, that,
Yeah,
and the
like,
third, and it's
sometimes
really
I
some
don't need
bullshit.
that. I don't need
Yeah,
it.
no.
I'm just like, what
Mm-mm.
is it that you need? You need $100? You need $200?
Mm-hmm.
Zelle, Cash, how you want it? You want Zelle, Cash App, Apple Pay?
Mm-hmm.
Here. I don't
Yeah, if I
don't
have it to
come at
do it, then
me.
it's like, yeah.
I'm just gonna do it. Don't give me a whole book report and, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it back to you in 2 weeks. And, child, I didn't ask for all that.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
will say that Colin made me more comfortable taking money from people. Well, taking
Mm-hmm.
money from him. Just
Yeah.
him.
Right. Yeah. That's from like
just,
people who, but like, yeah, I
just
agree.
him. Just him.
Same with me.
But
It's like, yeah.
because it wasn't a, like, unnatural thing. Like, even when we were just friends and we both had, like, college kid jobs. I mean, like, I had
Mm-hmm.
2 jobs, and it was just like, okay, I pay the rent. We never went without food in our house. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we had what we needed, but when it comes to the extracurricular stuff, it might be a
Mm-hmm.
little low. And it be like, then fuck it,
Yeah.
we just don't get our nails done. Or,
Mm-hmm.
you this full set gonna have to, every 4 weeks we're gonna be able to get our
Stretch it
money. We
out.
can't we can't
Stretch it
get
out.
this shit done every 2 weeks. We
Yes.
can't get we
Like
can't
we
get our
can't
hair
eat out
done.
every day. We might just eat out on the weekend.
Yes,
Like,
or we gotta go
yeah.
when it's $2. Like,
Like we gotta
we
go to
could
the
go.
happy hour.
Exactly. We can
Yeah.
always go.
Mm-hmm.
But baby, is it a
Yeah.
4 for 4 kind of day?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we just had to make this little $4 stretch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he made me more comfortable because he just gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
He gave it to me, and I didn't feel like I had to ask. Now, I would get mad when I found out. I'm like, you gave me your last. I'm like, because why would you do that?
Yeah. It's
But
like,
in the same token, I have done the same and I haven't told him like, oh, nigga, this is literally my last $20. But
mm-hmm.
that's not, that's not none of your business. We were friends.
Yeah.
You were friends. Even like in relationships, it's just like, if you need it, I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. But I also think that like some people abuse that. And
Yeah, some
yeah,
people do, and I think that kind of creates
that's
animosity. I
mm-hmm.
think
And that
that kind of,
stigma, that it's a mistrust, I would say.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But even if it's just like something simple, I don't know. I feel like with like Colin and Matt, it's like anomalies, because I know
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of men who be stingy with the coins.
Yeah. And
There's a
I
lot
can
of men
honestly,
who be
yeah.
stingy with the coins. There's a lot of women who be stingy with the coins. There are a lot of women who be like,
Right.
nigga, don't ask me for nothing. Like, my money is
Mm-hmm.
my money, and you should be a man and go figure it out. I just don't look at
I
things like
think
that.
that's so wrong. Like,
If you're a partner, and like I said, you're with a person and you feel like, okay, I want to have a long-standing relationship with them, there are gonna be
mm-hmm.
times where one of you is up and one of you isn't. So what do?
Mm-hmm.
You just be like, oh, this is my shit, and I don't care what you got going on over there. I personally,
Right.
I couldn't be, man or woman, I couldn't be with a person like that.
No. Because that's not a partnership.
It's not.
That
It's
goes
just
to the whole
like,
like, oh, what do you bring into the table? It's like, okay, at different points of your relationship, some people might be the table and you might just be bringing something to it, and other times that person might be the table and bringing all everything to the table. All you got to bring is your little lip gloss or to JT. And other times, guess what, you have to be the table and see what you can scrounge together to bring to it. Like, that's what partnership and relationships
yeah.
and marriage essentially is about. Like, I'll be on my little emo conversations. I randomly asked me, I was like, oh, what is your favorite part about marriage? And it's just like, essentially our conversation, well, what I said was the partnership and the companionship. Yes, you can have partnership with, you know, anybody, but it's different within a romantic unit. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. So
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, I never thought about
oh
that.
my God,
Like,
ask Colin. Ask him what's his favorite part about marriage. And then the follow up, it's like, what is your favorite part about being married to me specifically?
I mean, everything. Hello. Like, duh, hello. Have you
Like, do you see
what
the
else is there?
material? Like,
Hello.
hello? Like, it doesn't get much better than this. Like, I'm sorry.
Like, what other answer could there possibly be?
But
I
no,
don't
like,
know.
I like having conversations like that. Like,
No,
I'm
I feel
just
like
weird like that.
I feel like those are good conversations to
Yeah.
have. Like, because
And I
they
think it's
don't,
also a good way to check in on like your relationship or marriage without being like,
yeah.
so how do you feel about our marriage? Like,
Yeah.
that's not, yeah, like, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that. I'm about to steal
Hmm.
that one.
Yeah.
I'm
Now I
about
have
to
to think of
steal
some
that
more
one.
questions.
Yeah, it's
I
like this
love
should be a whole
asking a
little
question.
game. This should be a
Hmm.
whole little game. Yeah. So the people that cannot ask their significant other, man or woman, for money, their response when you ask will tell you everything that you need to know. And
Absolutely.
it's heavy on believe it the first time. If somebody gives you a, like, now they're giving you the 10th degree, just don't even worry about it. Just cut your losses and keep it moving. And I am a
Hmm.
proponent of certain things. Once you see what it is, if that don't work for you, it's
You
not a
got to
bounce.
go.
Especially when you don't have no ties to nobody. You don't got no
Right.
kids. Y'all don't have no kids. Especially if you don't have bills together. Y'all don't have nothing.
Hmm. Ain't no
Get up out
paperwork.
of there. Ain't no paperwork. Get up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not going to change.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was all. Another
Love
episode.
that.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, okay, sorry. Bye.
Listen, that's all I got. Until next time.
He stole your piece.